Hi, today we have Opel Astra H model with a 1.7 Ecotec engine. I'm going to show you how to change the dual mass flywheel and also how to change the clutch. The problem started when the dual mass flywheel is stuck and it started to shake the whole vehicle. That's why it needs to be replaced. First, I'm going to start by disconnecting the steering rack inside the vehicle, because I have to remove the front subframe, and here we can see only one bolt with 13mm wrench. Also, I have removed the key so I can lock the steering wheel, because I don't want to turn the steering wheel and damage the flat cable for the airbag. So now I'm going to start at the front side of the vehicle. I'm going to remove two front tires, remove the battery. Also, I'm going to disconnect the wiring for the steering rack. After removing the battery, I have to remove the battery stand. There are 3 bolts with with 13mm wrench, this metal bracket for the hoses, and glue plug relay. And also this wire has plastic clips here, but when I raise it from this side I can disconnect the clips. And after that we can see the wiring for the steering rack. Next, there should be plastic pin here. First you have to remove the plastic pin, and after that you can remove the expansion tank. Because this plastic pin is missing, I can remove the expansion tank easily. I'm going to disconnect the wiring of the expansion tank. And I'm going to try to move it on this side so you can see. This is the connector for the steering rack. So this one should be disconnected. Also, we have the grounding point, it's this one, and we have a positive terminal. The positive terminal is this one. Here we can open it, the nut with 8mm wrench, and here is with 10mm wrench. There are 2 plastic clips that hold the wiring for the steering rack, here and here, that are disconnected. So now I'm going to raise the vehicle and I'm going to start removing the front subframe. I have raised the vehicle, so next I have to open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bolts that hold the front subframe. Also, I have to release the stabilizer on both sides with 19mm wrench, and also I have to disconnect the lower ball joint. These nuts can be opened with 18mm wrench, and also the steering rack ball joints, they can be opened with 17mm wrench. Have to do this on both sides, and also I have to disconnect the exhaust. Here we have 3 nuts with 13mm wrench, and we can disconnect it onto this metal bracket here. 1 nut with 16mm wrench, the wiring is disconnected. So when I lower the front subframe, the wiring will stay on the subframe. And I forgot to mention it, this transmission mounting. We have 3 bolts that can be opened also with female Torx 18. And on this side we have one nut and one bolt with 16mm wrench. I have opened every bolt that I mentioned, so now I have supported the front subframe, and I'm going to remove these 4 main bolts, and I can lower the subframe. I have lowered the front subframe. So next I have to open the bolts that hold the transmission with the engine. Also I'm going to drain the oil. I'm going to open this plug with a 6mm hex wrench, and I'm going to remove the left drive shaft. I'm going to disconnect the reverse light switch here and here. Also I have to disconnect the gear shift cables. I have to pull on this side the plastic pin, but first I'm going to use some penetrating oil to lubricate them a little so they can move easily. And after that, after I pull the plastic, I can remove it from the metal bracket. I have disconnected the gear shift cables, so now I'm going to lower the vehicle. I'm going to open the top bolts that hold the transmission with the engine. After that, also I'm going to support the engine, and after that I'm going to raise the vehicle and remove the engine. Oh, sorry, the transmission. I made a mistake. I have lowered the vehicle. So now I'm going to open this bolt with Torx 40 to remove the metal bracket that holds the wire. And after that I'm going to open 3 bolts with female Torx 18. One we have over here at this end. That one is holding the starter also. Here we have another one, and here we have another one. When I'm going to remove the metal bracket, we can see the bolt. And also I'm going to disconnect this hose for the hydraulic clutch release bearing. I'm going to pull out this pin, remove the hose, and I'm going to press a little the clutch pedal, and I'm going to stuck like that, so the hydraulic liquid will not leak. I have zip tied the wiring, so it won't fall down on the transmission. And also I have supported the engine. Next I'm going to open these 3 bolts here with female Torx 14. I have removed the bolts. Also I have lowered the engine a little, so I can easily remove the transmission. Now I'm going to raise the vehicle, remove the remaining bolts of the transmission, and I can remove the transmission. So now I have one bolt with female Torx 18 and The second one is with female Torx 14. This one is 14. This one is 14. This one is 14, and this one is with 18. And then I can remove the transmission from the vehicle. Now you can see the flywheel is in very bad condition. You can see this is moving freely. Also you can see inside probably the hydraulic clutch release bearing is started to leak some of the coolant, and together with the metal particles it created this picture. I'm going to wash the transmission, and also I'm going to remove the clutch pressure plate, clutch disc, and flywheel. We have 6 bolts here with female Torx. I think this is 10 or 11. I have removed the flywheel, and here I have a new flywheel set. This is the part number. Inside we have flywheel, clutch disc, clutch pressure plate, and also clutch hydraulic release bearing. So now I'm going to clean the transmission, also clean the engine, and I'm going to install the new flywheel. I have cleaned the engine block, also I have cleaned the transmission. Now I have installed a new flywheel, 8 bolts with Torx 55. Next I'm going to install the clutch pressure plate and clutch disc, and after that I'm going to replace the clutch release bearing. There are 3 bolts that hold the bearing, but still I have to scrap a little so I can clean the bolts. And here we can open it with 11mm wrench. The clutch disc is labeled for the transmission side. This is the transmission side, because you can notice that is different. We have installed the clutch disc and the clutch pressure plate. Also I have installed the clutch release bearing, 3 volts with Torx 30, and tightened this with 11mm wrench. Now I'm going to install the transmission. I have installed the transmission, and also I have tightened the following bolts. The first one is with female Torx 18, then we have with female Torx 14, also on this side with 14, 14, 14, and this one is with 18. So now I'm going to lower the vehicle, and I'm going to raise the transmission so I can connect it with the transmission mounting and remove the engine support. I have tightened these 3 bolts with female Torx 14. Also I have installed the 3 bolts that hold the transmission with the engine, female Torx 18. I'm going to install this bolt here for the metal bracket. This one is with Torx 40, and I'm going to connect the hose of the hydraulic clutch release bearing, and then I'm going to open this bolt here with 11mm wrench, and I'm going to bleed the system. Now you can see how bubbles are when it's going to start to leak without bubbles. I'm going to close the bolt and I'm going to try the clutch. I have bleed the system. Also I have tried the clutch pedal, it's working perfectly. So next I'm going to raise the vehicle to finish the work from the lower side of the vehicle. We have installed the left drive shaft. Also I have connected the reverse light switch, installed the gear shift cables. So now I can install the front subframe. I have installed the front subframe. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bolts with female Torx 18, 3 more on the transmission mounting, 2 on this side, 1 bolt with the nut 16mm wrench. This one is with 18mm wrench. We have 2 on one on each side, 18mm wrench, and a stabilizer link 19mm wrench. So now I can install the exhaust. 3 nuts here with 13mm wrench, and also the metal bracket with 16mm wrench. I have finished from the lower side of the vehicle, so now I'm going to lower the vehicle. I'm going to refill the transmission with new oil. This plug here is for oil level, but this transmission can be filled with 2 liters of oil, and everything, the oil level will be correct. I'm going to show you the plug for filling the transmission. It's from the top side of the transmission. I have lowered the vehicle. I have connected the grounding point for the steering rack, connected the wiring connector and the positive terminal, 8mm wrench. So now I can return later. I'm going to return later the expansion tank. So now you can see this plug here at the top that can be opened with 8mm hex wrench, and through there we can refill the transmission with new oil. For this vehicle we need 7590, and like I said before, we need 2 liters to refill the transmission. So now I can install the battery stand, I can install the battery, and after that I can start the engine. The vehicle is on the ground. I have connected the steering rack with the steering wheel, 1 bolt with 13mm wrench. So now I can start the engine. Now the vehicle doesn't shaking, everything is looking good. Now the clutch is also very easy to press, the clutch pedal. The clutch is working perfectly. This means that I am finished. If you like to see more videos, please subscribe to my channel, like my videos, and thank you for watching.